Alright, so today we're going to go ahead, and if you notice we have this nice little bar ringer, we are going to talk about factoring by grouping. So when we do these two examples, I know I'm going to do them together, I usually let you do them on your own. I want to talk about t-factoring, because it'll lead into grouping by factoring. So t-factoring is when I multiply the first two together. So I have negative 9 times 3, which will give me negative 27. So on top of my big giant T, I have negative 27. So then I have to ask myself what will multiply to negative 27 but will add to a negative 6. Nine and 3. I want negative 9 and positive 3. So when I do t-factoring, I'm going to rewrite the original problem. I have 3x squared plus 3x minus 9x minus 9. I put my 3's together because I want to divide things out of them that are common. So I'm going to look at the first two terms and ask myself what can be divided out of 3x squared and 3x. Well, I can take out a 3x. I'm left with x plus 1. I'm going to leave a little space and write x plus 1 again. Now I have to ask myself, what divides out of negative 9x to give me just x? Well, I have to divide out that negative 9, because negative 9 times x would give me negative 9x. Negative 9 times 1 would give me negative 9. So remember, I'm just going backwards. So my answer is going to be one group of the copied, one group of whatever is left over. That's my answer. On the second one, I have my big capital T. On top of my big capital T, we'll go 4 times negative 6, which is negative 24. What multiplies to negative 24 adds to negative 2. You guessed it, negative 6 and 4. So I'm going to have 4x squared plus 4x minus 6x minus 6. Going to take something out of the first two. Well, I can take out a 4x. And that leaves me with a different color. Dark blue. That leaves me with x plus 1. Gonna leave a little space and write x plus 1 again. I need to ask myself what can be divided from negative 6x to just give me x. That'll give me a negative 6. So my answer is one set of the copied group and the other stuff left over. So today we're going to talk about how to factor when you have multiple terms, specifically if you have 4 terms. So same idea, I'm going to start by looking at what's in the first two. What can be divided out of x cubed and 5x squared? The biggest amount. I can divide out an x squared. So x cubed divided by x squared is just x. 5x squared divided by x squared is 5. I'm going to leave a little space, and I want to get x plus 5 again. What do I have to divide out of negative 4 to give me 1? Negative 4 divided by something gives me 1. Well, negative 4. If I were to distribute that 4 back through, I'd get that negative 4x minus 20, which is what I see. That's exactly what I'd want. So my answer will be one group of the copied, and the other stuff left alone. The second one, what can go into x cubed and 2x squared? I can take out a 2x, so I'm left with x plus 2. leave a little space and write x plus 2. Negative 9 divided by what will give me a 1? Yeah, negative 9. So my answer will be x squared minus 9 times x plus 2. I think I changed this on your notes. This is supposed to be 56xw plus 49xk squared minus, here, hold on, sorry. It's supposed to be 56xw. And this is supposed to be 24xw. Something went weird when I wrote it for some reason. So when I take a look at the first two numbers, I think about what can go into 56 and 49. What numbers will divide evenly into both? Well, I know I can at least divide out a 7. But I can take more than just that 7. If you notice, I have xw and xk squared. So each term has an x in it. So when I take out the x, I will be left with 8w plus 49 divided by 7 gives me 7k squared. Leave a little space, and I want to get the 8w plus 7k squared. Again. What did I divide negative 24 by to get to 8? Negative 3. So I have 7x minus 3 times 8w plus 7k squared. I'm going to move over this next one so I have enough room to write it all out. Oh, I moved both of them. Okay, no luck. I want you to try working through this next one on your own. Double check as you're going. Alright, double check your work against mine. If you are not ready, go back and pause, and then come back and check your answer. Alright, so in this case, we see a fourth power, which we're not used to, but we do not see a cubed power. So what we're going to do is we are going to let w equal x squared. I'm introducing a new variable. We're doing what's called substitution. So every time I see an x squared, I'm going to substitute w. But we also know that 2x to the fourth is x squared squared. So we have 2w squared minus w minus 3. Now I can go ahead and factor this. in terms of W. 2 times 3 gives me negative 6. What multiplies to negative 6 adds to negative 1, negative 3 and 2. So I'm going to have 2W squared plus 2W minus 3W minus 3. Take out a 2W. I'm left with W plus 1. Leave a little space for W plus 1 again. I can take out a negative 3. So my answer is 2W minus 3 times W plus 1. But we originally said that W was x squared. So my answer is 2x squared minus 3 times x squared plus 1. And that's my answer. Try getting the next one started. Go ahead and pause the video so you can work it through, because this is our last problem. I'm running out of room. So I'm trying to get the second set of W plus 2. But I see that I can't evenly divide this out. I can't take negative 4 divided by negative 4 here and get this 2 that I'm looking for. Go away. It's not possible. So that means what I need to do is I need to switch my middle numbers. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to flip-flop these. I'm going to have 3 minus 4W plus 6W. What is not working out here? Alright, Miss Kimmy's having a brain fart. We're going to do this house method. Apparently I was missing something in there. Something wasn't dividing out correctly. I was having a brain fart. So then my answers are 3W minus 4 and W plus 2. Email me if you guys have questions. I will see you tomorrow.